Babba game and shit.
Oh, the classic PlayStation logo.
Oh,
I love it so much.
oh.
It makes me come in my pants.
We are recording.
I know. And welcome back to Rayman 2, the greatest game.
Welcome back. We just started playing this just now.
Just
now.
Just now?
Just now.
I am here.
We want to play in French, right?
Now. No. What? You're being silly.
This is the PlayStation 1 version of
Yeah.
Rayman, which is the only one with voice acting for some stupid reason.
It's also my favorite version because it is the only version that I've played as a kid.
Oh, shit. I played this version, I played the Dreamcast version, I played the 3DS version, and you and I both agree this needs a remaster.
It absolutely. Okay, it is one of the most. See, I said earlier that it was like one of the most remastered games of all time, and it's like, well, actually, it's one of the most.
Well, actually, it's not technically a remaster, okay?
What doesn't make sense to me, right, is
Yeah.
that Rayman 2 has a version on the DS and the 3DS.
Yeah, because you can't have a console come out and not have it able to play
It was
Rayman 2.
already backwards compatible! You can play the DS version on the 3DS, so why did they make a 3DS version?
So they could put it in 3D, because it is Rayman the 3D.
But, like, it's literally the same game, and it's probably the most ported Rayman game in the franchise.
Probably I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the most ported games ever,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's definitely not the most, because...
I feel like maybe it is?
Is there a Rayman 2 The Great Escape on mobile device?
Maybe.
What?
Well, there's been a lot of, like, Nokia phone games in the
Put an
PlayStation
email
era.
in our web zone if you think that there is a Rayman on the mobile. And also, we never finished Crash Bandicoot 2, but we're doing this instead because I have
look,
a PlayStation.
We can go back to that. They don't have to know that we're taking a break from that. We could have just, like, gone from one episode to the next one, and no time would have passed.
I'm breaking the illusion.
Oh, no, okay, one of my favorite comedy bits in Strasman, you know, the ventriloquist?
Yeah.
Is when he breaks the fourth wall by having one of his dummies go, "Congratulations, idiot, you're having a four-way conversation with yourself." And then later on in the ventriloquist, it's like, "I make you talk!" Oh, way to break the fucking illusion for the audience.
Man, I think I said this earlier, but this always made me feel like I was in a Saturday morning cartoon show.
Yeah, right, because like you're coming into the story halfway through as opposed to it acting as like
it's like
the beginning of a story.
It's like at the start of Reboot,
Yeah.
if you watch the first episode, there's like, "Oh, Bob, the new guardian in town." And it's like, "Oh, did we miss something? He's new in town, and there was like a big adventure that we didn't see."
I cannot stop thinking about the fact that Reboot got a reboot, and
And it was bad!
And they used the season 1 designs for the characters when they bring it back in.
It didn't get a reboot. It got a fucking, "Oh, I guess we'll take that franchise and we'll make a Code Lyoko spin-off." There you go.
Did you see that the creator of Code Lyoko actually tweeted at them and was
Man,
just
you
like,
guys must have really liked
you must
Code
have really
Lyoko.
liked my show. Wow. Oh. I remember this so well. This defined my childhood.
Who is that voice? Can you... Where's my fucking phone? I need to know who that
It's not
voice...
like Fry, because I was going to say
No, he's-
Fry did everyone back in the day.
But I think he was in, like, Insectors, the English dub as well. Some of those, like...
Insectors?
There was
Is that like a
a French
Transformers thing?
CG show. Like Mainframe Entertainment and some other...
Oh, right,
they had a bunch of CG shows, and I think that was one of them. A silver lump! You know why the dub, though, is on this one? Because they wanted to show off that the Sony PlayStation had the best, like, CD player.
Oh, right. But did the PlayStation 2 version have voice acting?
I don't know. I never played the PS2 version.
Okay. It is interesting, though, that they cut out, like, a lot of material from, like, other versions.
Actually, they cut out a lot from this version.
No, but there was definitely still, like, some other levels in the PlayStation 2 version.
Yeah, because they finally restored the levels that weren't in this version.
Yeah. That noise, I feel like if it wasn't so nostalgic, it would be annoying.
Yeah.
You know, the Globox. Like, he's always out of breath. Like, fucking do some cardio, man.
Well, he's a big fat frog.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be racist against French people. But, he's overweight, and we're not judging him for that.
No, not at all.
He was just built that way. Ah!
Globox, you fucking...
Now I've flown into Globox's big vagina.
Wow!
Wow! I don't even know if, I haven't played the gibberish version in a bit, so I don't know if they're speaking French in that one.
Gibberish version?
Yeah, like, the voice acting in the other ones is like, oh, jublade, but
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Put a clip of it in here.
Okay. What are we talking about?
The Rayman dialogue.
In
any of the other versions of Rayman 2.
Oh, it's not just silence. It's
No.
It's
It's like Liladian. Oh no, it's not Liladian. It's real voice clips of people just going. Globox.
What do they put there in the gibberish version? I thought you were being racist.
I think he says ah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were being racist and just saying like French was gibberish.
Wow. I mean, I am half British, so I guess I just have an innate hatred of the French. But
oui.
not right here. Go to the bathroom.
Do you think Rayman wasn't built with a penis, was he?
What?
Well, like he has like
maybe he keeps it somewhere else for special
Are
occasions.
his hands floating away from his torso, or does he just have invisible limbs?
Well, like, there's a bit toward the end of this. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't played Rayman 2 The Great Escape. There's a bit toward the end of this game where he's missing a foot. Like, his foot gets, like, pulled away from his body, and...
Well,
like,
how do we know it's a foot and, like, not just a shoe that he's wearing on, like, an invisible...
Because when he shows up, and they have the foot, and they think that's the last bit of him, he shows up with, like, a stick that he's using to limp.
Oh, shit.
So, those are his limbs.
God damn. Just all of Rayman doesn't make any sense to me.
No,
he is
Rayman,
an anomaly of science.
You don't think about it. It's creative.
We're nerds! This is what we do!
It's creative and European and...
We think about... Yeah, actually. What would be really cool?
Point the cat. I would like it if I could not go to school anymore.
So
that would be very cool.
I've said that I've really wanted a Croc remaster. You said that you've really wanted a Rayman remaster. And Sonic Adventure.
And Sonic Adventure. Well,
yeah.
I think Izuka was saying that he wants to do it. I don't know if that... Yeah. And remasters are a big thing. I think that a Rayman 2 remaster rather than yet another port would be good. But is there enough market demand since there's so many readily available versions of it?
Well, I mean, because I feel like the other ones are too graphically similar to this one.
Yeah.
They don't really change anything in the ports.
No, they just sort of upscale it.
Yeah. It would be really nice to see this, like, all reanimated. The thing about remasters, too, that, like...
Where the fuck's my phone?
It's not, like, just a texture update. They add, like, really fine details to the 3D modeling and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Making it
just,
look super pretty.
Yeah, I'd like to see these environments reimagined.
Yes!
And I'd like to see this style of gameplay come back.
Could you imagine, like, background decals where you can see, like, far off into the distance? Like, there's, like... in this exact scene, but there's mountains going, like, way, way back.
Yeah.
It'll look really cool.
The other things I want is, like, I want people to stop doing 3D remakes of 2D sprite games. What we want is nice, big, hand-drawn sprites. And one of my ultimate things is I want a remake of Mega Man Zero with hand-drawn art that looks like the art book.
I think we have talked about this a little bit before.
On the channel?
Maybe. You might have mentioned it during the Crash Clip playthrough, but it might have just been on live streams. It is something we've talked about a lot.
Yes. I think it would be, like... I think that kind of remake is probably a lot more expensive, but I think if you want to preserve the original... Like, Mega Man all powered up.
You got all 10?
Yep, because I'm a badass. I'm not a badass.
I am not a badass. One of the things that I was like... that I get really worried about with the Game & Chat show is... trying not to, like, repeat stories that I've said 1,000 times before.
You just edit them out.
You could, but, like, Okay, that's the other thing, too, is, like, sometimes it ruins the flow of editing when you cut out a section, and then, like, you make reference to a joke you made during that section in a later part of the video.
And then the audience is like, where the fuck was that part?
It's like the Tauros. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Cut out a fucking
yeah, because Ash is like, I caught all those Tauros, and everyone's like, what the fuck? When was that?
I, as a kid, was like, when did that happen? And I'm obsessed with this show.
Or like when James from Team Rocket has realistic breasts.
Yeah, I saw that image floating around the internet and I had no clue where it came from.
Prepare for trouble.
I thought it was like fan art.
No, and Misty in it is like visibly upset that she has this tiny chest.
Yeah.
But I think Misty might be one of the reasons I prefer small-chested women. Because
Wasn't she 12 in that show?
I was 10.
I guess that makes sense. When I was 10, I had a crush on Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah.
And then it became weird when I was 15.
And you're like, wait
a minute.
I keep getting older, and she's still 10.
She's the same age.
What do I do? I think that that's probably the reason why sexy Misty from Pokemon cosplays are socially acceptable at conventions.
I guess, yeah.
But if you do like a Kana from Dragon Maid, or like a character who's currently like a very young character as a sexy version, people are like, that's fucking gross. That's fucking gross that you do that.
You know, a weird thing that happened for me in Digimon Adventure. When I first started following Digimon Adventure,
you mean Season 1?
Season 1, yeah. All of the Digidestined in that, they just seem like older, like, they seem like teenage age to me. They seem like older kids.
They seem like, when you're 9, they seem like they'd be 17, 18...
But when I got older and I started watching Season 1 again, I was like, these guys are significantly shorter than I am.
Yes!
And I've never had that...
It's like, I remember being younger than Bart, younger than Lisa, and watching The Simpsons, and then being Lisa's age, and then being younger than Bart, and then being Bart's age.
Yeah.
And now I'm edging closer and closer to Homer, and I'm just going, no!
It's really weird when that happens, because like I've had that disconnect with like live action characters. I've never had it with like a cartoon character until that happened. I'm like, it's really weird to like watch.
Like, people used to think I was weird, because in high school there's a rumor going around that I had a crush on Amanda Bynes. And people were like, isn't she like 12?
She was in She's the Man.
Yeah, she was. And then I looked her age up, and I'm like, she's like 2 years older than me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh, I had no idea. I thought she was like older than me.
I've just stated my age, so fuck me.
I just said I thought she was older than me, and then I remembered you were older than me.
Oh no. Everyone will know that I'm the old one.
You're an older man. Aren't you in your 30s?
Shut up!
Okay, I'm sorry, Jesus.
I'm not. I'm gonna be... I'm 24. I've been 24 for a long time. I'm very good at 24.
Okay. Aren't you like 50?
Look, I can't let people know because like, if you're flirting with someone just in person, and it's not creepy until you discuss age later, but if people come up to you and go, aren't you like 30?
The weird thing for me though is what we were talking about earlier. Just you get older, and the
fictional characters you looked up to
never change.
They never change. No.
Yeah.
So if you had a crush on a 10-year-old character when you were 9, that's just cute. But if it grows into something, it gets weird. It gets weird real quick.
I've noticed a similar trend when it comes to kids speaking inappropriately. Like, if you hear a 5-year-old say, hey, nice tits, in a really high-pitched voice, girls are like, oh, that's adorable. You say it when you're 30, and they go, hey, don't do that.
I think part of that is to do with, like, when you are a 5-year-old, you are not a clear and present threat to a...
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the way I see it, like...
But it's weird that you would encourage that at all in a child.
I
like, laugh at it as if it's, like, a funny thing. Because I know girls that do that are like, oh, that's so adorable. It's like, no, it's not. It's weird. Don't encourage him.
I think it's important to say that what you appreciate in fiction and what you enjoy in a fantasy setting, separated from the world, it should be acceptable for you to fantasize about on your own, without judgment. But if you bring that into the real world space, you are doing the wrong thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
Fantasy is one thing.
Fantasy should be a free playground where you can explore yourself, including the darker parts of yourself, because if you don't, you might let them fester, and then they'll pop out in weird ways in the real world. You don't need that.
Oh yeah, well that's what I was going to say, is it's interesting. I'm pretty sure it's basically confirmed at this point that, like, the whole, like, rise in the popularity of video games has, like, shown a clear decrease of, like, violence in youth and all that sort of stuff. Where it's like, there's a safe space where people can let out, like, have an outlet for these kind of things.
Absolutely.
And vent this stuff. But I think people take it for granted these days and think they're mixing up cause and effect. They think, like, oh, these horrible media is causing these things in the human condition. No, the human condition causes these horrible things in media.
Yeah.
Idiots. Sorry, I shouldn't...
like, you idiots!
You bitches!
Bitches.
Chad Warden.
Chad Warden here.
Chad Warden.
I heard Freaker tell me one time that he unironically likes Chad Warden.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I ain't talking about no Wii U. That
PS
Wii U
triple.
shit. PS quadruple. Actually, it's coming soon is the PS Chinko.
Sinker!
Oh
Oh my god!
I don't know other
PlayStation
languages.
racism. Placism.